Okay, so this is where we are in the battle. I won the round of combat. Now I have an opportunity to take my general and my smaller knights errant unit and slam into the side of his bloodthirster. And we do it, and that's how that turned out. He issued a challenge. I accepted with my general. I get to re-roll my 2 hit rolls. I get to re-roll my 2 wound rolls. Of course, the problem is I was on a strength 5, his toughness 6. I'm wounded on 5s. So only 1 wound went through. He did not get the ward save. I rolled my D3 and I did 3 wounds to him. So if you remember, he had 2 wounds from combat res. I did 3 more, and Bloodthirster goes down. Turn 2. I am digging my general. I am not digging so much my Knights of the Realm with the BSB. They were supposed to charge those bloodletters on the right and failed their fear test. So they're sitting there ready to get charged next turn. So I moved my damsel, that small unit of archers. Most of them got blasted through some magic. There's another unit of archers to the right that I moved up and angled, trying to get it to where he can't charge my BSB. I don't want that knight unit to not get the charge. And even with all that, I'm not sure I can do it. I think if he tried hard too, he's going to get that charge. So looking great on the far left. In the middle of the board with the BSB unit, it's not looking so great. On the right-hand side of the board, it's looking pretty good. My Pegasus Knights took care of all those flamers. My Knights of the Realm are in combat with in the flank of those Fleshhounds. And that's the only way I have a chance against them, because I'm getting 4 knights and 4 horses every turn. He's only getting 1 coming back, and with my armor saves, and anyway, I was able to. I think he got 1 wound on me. I did a wound on him, and I think I did 2 wounds on him. Whatever it was, I didn't lose combat. We tied or I won it. So then we move on to Daemons turn 3. Interestingly enough, he decided not to charge this turn. Yes, he did charge. He charged my Knights Errant, but the other 2 units didn't charge. No, I take that back. Okay, I'm sorry, guys. His horror unit charged my damsel. You see her in the lower right-hand corner. She fled their charge. That hurt me because I couldn't use her to spell scrolls this turn, and it was on this turn that his Herald of Tzeentch got off the Gift of Chaos spell. So every one of my units within 12 inches took like D6 plus 1, strength D6 plus 1 hits, and that's how it looked like afterwards. Starting from the right, I lost 2 knights in that unit, 2 Grail Knights, 5 Men-at-Arms, 2 Knights of the Realm, or Knights Errant in the big unit, and my Knights Errant on the far left lost a guy. I mean, that's just a nasty spell. So, but he got the charge on the left into my Knights Errant unit, and that's really the only combat on this side of the board. And that one, actually I won it. He whiffed a lot of his attacks. He's not whiffing them as much as my armor save is saving the day. So I put this picture in here on my turn 3 to show all the charges that I was making. I'm taking my Men-at-Arms and my General into the bloodletters on the left. My General to get some wounds, my Men-at-Arms to give me more combat res. I'm taking my Grail Knights into the Horrors unit. I think I can just chomp right through them with those guys. Take my BSB unit into those bloodletters on the right with the archers in their flank and my Pegasus Knights in their rear. And I think I can win that combat. And but more importantly, even if I lose, I shouldn't be outnumbered, so we should hold. And now all of my intent is just to kill that BSB. The bad news is the Pegasus Knights and the archers that were supporting the BSB both failed their fear test. And so when we got into combat, that's all I had going for me. And I thought I still would be okay, but my general whiffed all of those attacks and didn't do nearly the damage there that I needed done. More importantly, the BSB unit on the right, not only were they not supported with my archers and my Pegasus Knights, those guys whiffed everything. I did not do a single wound on his bloodletters with 6 Knights of the Realm, including a champion, and my BSB. So that to say that hurt is an understatement. Just whiffed everything. There's just another view of the same thing going on. My archer's sitting there being worthless. So the BSB unit is an auto break because I fear them. So I lose my banners, and those guys are set up to charge. The bloodletters are set up to charge me in the flank, and I am in a horse load of trouble at that point. On the other side of the board, still doing okay with those flesh hounds. I'm really just getting lucky, not taking wounds and doing a wound or two every time, and getting a wound or two through combat res. So I'm pretty happy with that. You can see the Pegasus Knights are still there because they failed their fear test on the charge, so they're not doing me a whole lot of good. So we move to turn 4, and this is where the bloodletting starts. He gets the charge of my flank, gets to let loose that Herald who's strength 6. He gets whatever he has, give him actually strength 7. So yeah, they killed my Grail Knights to a man. They overran into my men-at-arms, killed them by a ton. When all's said and done, they have so much combat res, they force an auto flee with everybody. Except now to think of it, my general is immune to psychology, so his should not have been an auto flee, but I think it didn't matter. I think he had combat res of like 8, so 8 more than I had. So yeah, they just wiped out everybody. It was hard to figure out how to turn everybody and where to measure and all that, but my general got overran, men-at-arms were overran, a big unit of Knights Errant made it. The Grail Knights, I thought they were all chopped down, but apparently I was wrong. They made it. And so that big battle in the middle of the board is just down to him chasing me off the side of the board, because even if I rally, he's going to get the charge on me, and it's going to be ugly. So here's another look at the board. You can see his flesh hounds are gone, so yeah, I'm looking real good on the right-hand side and looking absolutely horrible on the left-hand side. So we go to my turn 4, and thank goodness everybody rallies. And on the left-hand side, it's not going to do me a whole lot of good. I tried to angle things so that he wouldn't be able to charge my Grail Knights and then overrun into my Knights Errant, but there was just nothing I could do. He was going to get the overrun. There's no way I could position him otherwise. And my Grail Knights can't flee a charge. That may have done the trick, but they are immune to psychology, so they can't flee. My small units of Knights Errant, I did charge into his smaller unit of Bloodletters, and the Pegasus Knights at the top were supposed to charge in, and I believe they failed their fear test again. So here's what the other side of the board looks like. Not a whole lot going on there. I'm very hesitant to start slinging rocks around. I did get on this turn, was able to, and I landed in his big unit of Bloodletters and actually killed a bunch of them. I think killed 5 of them. So that was pretty nice. Looks like I killed 4 of them. Anyway, so here's how this combat turned out. I think I won with my small unit Knights Errant, but not by enough. And of course, he's got that stupid BSB that I was unable to kill. So that's what that's looking like. So his turn 5, he charges into the Grail Knights, wipes them off the board, overruns into my Knights Errant. Not a whole lot I could do there. You can see I'm still locked in combat. I'm down at Knight Errant. His Bloodletters are down a couple more. I really need to get those Pegasus Knights in there. That would have helped a lot. So we move to my turn 5. So at the top of the board, Pegasus Knights, they finally make it into the rear of that unit, and I bring my other Pegasus Knights in here, and mainly so I can declare a challenge. I think his champion's dead, and I've got a guy flying in with 2 attacks. His mount has 2 attacks. I need 2 wounds total, so I don't have the best odds in the world, but it's the best hope I got to be able to do anything there. Plus it gives me +2 combat res and maybe hopefully a couple wounds. On the right, kind of the same thinking going on there. This is just a view of the rest of the board. The guys at the very top are the Daemons up there aren't really there. They're just models. I can't get to the action time with my Knights of the Realm, so I'm just securing table quarters up there. So On the right-hand side, I destroyed that unit overran with my Pegasus Knights, and you can see at the bottom of the board, those guys are still there. He wins combat, I run. This is an inaccurate picture. He actually tried to pursue me, so his units turned. So I actually have a fleeing knight errant, and I have a that's from the other battle because he charged me with his unit and I failed my fear test. Those Pegasus Knights are still good. So on my turn, Pegasus Knights charge in. In a tournament, I probably wouldn't have done that. I probably just would have secured table quarters or at least contested table quarters. But this is a fun game. There's a lot of blood being spilled, so I thought I'd go ahead and charge in with them. They lost and got chased down. So at the end of the game, it's a minor victory for the Bretonnians because he has nothing left except that one unit. But really thought I had that game in the beginning with killing his Bloodthirster, but the way it worked out, I think I got pretty lucky in it as I did. That was it.